This podcast is sponsored by Scout and Cellar. Clean crafted wine delivered to your door. Must be 21 years of age or older and only delivered in the US. Hello and welcome to Life Coaching Comedians. I'm your transformational life coach, Alexis Charday. And today I have a very depressed comedian joining me once again, Miss Kate Borrell. Kate, why so sad, darling?
Because I just found out time plus tragedy minus humor equals dramedy. That makes me so sad. But it
Oh.
shouldn't be that sad. We got a great green screen behind me. You can't even tell that it's a green screen.
Oh, you green screened yourself in a vehicle. Is it because you don't have a car?
I'm pretty sure, what's that chick's name? Olivia Rodrigo stole it in order to get her driver's license.
Oh, I see. So what has been new with you, Kate? It's been quite a while since we had a session. I feel like you've been dodging me.
Well, I mean, we've been in a pandemic and so much has changed. I was temporarily working a lot in response to
Mm.
the pandemic. I was kind of essential, and the essential stuff kind of went away as I'm trying to get back to normal, and everyone's debating about masks. And I just feel like masks are really great for shit talking. Like you could just hide your
Mm.
face, and you could say anything you wanted under your breath, and nobody would know because nobody can read lips.
Oh, I see. But you don't seem like the type of person that hides their shit talking. You seem like the kind of person that just likes to really put it out there.
Lately, yeah, I think maybe it is anger. You know, I mean, I told my one therapist at the time, I know it's technically cheating on you. I'm very sorry. Very
It's
sorry.
okay. I believe all different types of therapists can help you in your walk of life, Kate. It's
Mhm.
perfectly okay. I don't get jealous. Remember, I'm a polygamist.
Ooh. But yeah, she and I came to the conclusion like maybe I'm angry out of fear of not being able to change certain things about my life, regardless of what I do.
Mm. Interesting. What is it in your life that you feel like you're unable to change, Kate?
I am unable to change. Oh God, am I gonna get fired for saying this? I am unable to change uh the pay at my job. I might get fired
Mm-hmm.
for saying that. I'm not gonna reveal where I work.
Okay. You did say you were an essential worker, though, during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a caregiver and you
Mm.
still gotta take care of somebody else.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, let me ask you, Kate, do you feel that your work that you do to get paid to make a living, do you feel that that is your passion?
No, so I'm trying to find it.
Mm. What about comedy? Would you say comedy is your passion?
Man, comedy seems like a passive aggressive lover.
Mm. What makes you say such a thing?
You you could like work hard and show and bring your talent into things, but you can still get overlooked by someone else based on preference, and you just have to accept not everyone's gonna want to book you regardless of how hard you work.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, I mean, there are definitely some out of your control factors in everything in life, but we can look at what we can control. So if you're at a job where you feel like there is a glass ceiling on how much money you can make, you, Kate, can make a decision on if you want to stay in that job and up your side hustle, or just find something new altogether that you would be maybe happier doing, and that brings you more financial abundance. But with financial abundance, first, we have to feel like we already have everything that we need, because we do. You have everything within yourself right now to live the life of your wildest dreams. Do you agree with me, Kate?
Hmm.
Or do you want to agree, but maybe you just don't quite have that thought process down yet to understand how to agree with such a statement?
We'll say that.
Okay, okay. Well, I think what's really important first, Kate, is that we find your passion. There's going to be bookers in comedy that may not necessarily want to book you because of personal preference, or maybe your style of comedy isn't what they look for, or maybe they just haven't, it hasn't been the perfect time yet. I don't think that you should let that be a deciding factor on whether or not you really want to pursue comedy and that's what you're really I think you are passionate about comedy. I mean, you've been going at it for quite some time, and you're very funny on stage. You're very talented. So what do you think is holding you back, or maybe there are some other beliefs aside from that one that you may be buying into?
I might be buying into the belief that nobody really cares. Like
Cares about what?
my biggest struggle has been when it comes to those shows where you're supposed to bring people, and
Mm-hmm.
I constantly am always telling the people around me you should come, and then they say like, "Oh, I'm gonna come," but then they have other plans that they didn't tell me about.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm left out in the cold. And then one time, a local club owner yelled at me because I couldn't control the fact that people just did not show up for me and didn't weren't going to tell me. And that was dumb because I ended up saving that guy's show and it was only a guest spot. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
seemed unnecessary to yell at me.
Yeah, I understand. I feel like yelling is never cool. Losing your cool is never cool. But and I'm not saying that justifying what that person did was right, but we have to find peace in ourselves and kind of let those things, go when people act out of character or act in a way that we wish we weren't treated. But when it comes to, these bringer shows, so to speak, what is your process on how you invite people to the show? Are you inviting personal friends, friends from work, and how do you go about actually inviting them?
If I try to invite people personally,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I find like that would be much better than making a post, the
mm-hmm,
generic post that may or may not be seen by people, because you can't control an algorithm.
mm-hmm,
If I can do it in person, it'd be best to do it in person.
Okay. So are you doing it in person, or sending a personal text, or making a phone call, or
Yeah.
okay, good. Yeah, I always recommend, at least sending a personal text and letting them know that you're personally inviting them, and that, and depending on how close you are with the person, if it's a bringer show. I remember when I was living in LA trying to perform at the Comedy Store, it was always like bring 7 people or you don't go up at all. And, I would let my friends know, like, hey, I have an opportunity to perform at this awesome show. I need 7 people to come. Can I count on you to be one out of the 7? And just let them know, like, hey, it would really mean a lot if you come, and put that weight on there a little bit. And to express gratitude. Gratitude's super important. But also, Kate, what are you doing for those friends that you're inviting to the show, besides entertaining them with your lovely talent? But are you doing things also to support them and what they're trying to do with their life?
I I try, but there isn't much, especially in this pandemic. There hasn't been much. No one's asked for any favors from me or anything. And I mean, the closest I remember doing a favor for somebody is just being a crying shoulder for someone when the unemployment office kept trying to screw them over after they lost 2 jobs due to this pandemic.
Yeah. That's great that you were a good friend for them. Um, I would like to challenge you to do something to put in some good karma deposits because, we get out of life what we put in it. And one of the challenges that I chose to dive into at the beginning of the year was doing one random act of kindness every day aside from journaling gratitude every day, what I'm grateful for, or being grateful for things that have not actually came into my life yet, but being excited and grateful for the things that were to come. So maybe doing just a random act of kindness every day. It could be anything. It could be a simple, hey, how are you doing text to someone that you haven't reached out to in a while. I was thinking about you. Or buying a lemonade from the kid down the store at their lemonade or down the street, lemonade stand, whatever. It could be anything. Doesn't matter how big or how small. And I think with those two things, you'll start to see things starting to work out in your favor, whether it be your work life, whether it be people showing up to your comedy shows. I think that's something that you should consider trying. What do you think?
Okay.
Think it's worth a shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what else? Are there any other things that have been bothering you? What's going on? Last time I talked to you, you had a boyfriend. Is that still a thing? Are you a single lady now?
I still have a boyfriend.
Okay, good, good. And things are going well there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't sound too convincing there. So just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
supposed to be depressed.
Well, what are you depressed about? I mean, we talked about a few things. What else? What else is bothering you?
I have been lately feeling like I've nobody understands me. I know it's a weird thing. I was honestly telling this to my boyfriend who, well, maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe kind of implies that he doesn't understand me too, but it feels like I have to explain myself to people, and then I walk away feeling burnt out because then I'm like, oh, I don't think they really understand me. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Can you give me maybe an example?
Um, I think I remember expressing concern about uh something in a group, and the group was like chastising me in response because they didn't like my suggestion, but then later they were like, oh, we should acknowledge that maybe Kate was right in this area. Does that make sense?
I mean, without context, it's hard to make sense of it. If you have like a specific example that you feel comfortable, explaining, it may be a little bit helpful for me to understand.
I don't know if I can get specific and stuff. I think it's just hard to open up.
Well, it's a safe space, Kate. What is it that you feel like people aren't understanding? Is it the way that you're expressing yourself? Is it maybe your word choices?
It might be. When I
Okay.
think back to my therapist at the time, she
hmm
believed I had a huge uh, fairness complex where I was judging a bunch of stuff based on whether or not it was fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember one time when a comic complained about a certain spot on the lineup, and it was on an open mic lineup, which, I mean, it's an open mic. Who cares? But he was like complaining about a spot that he had signed up for. It was like, I should get up earlier. Some of us work hard. And I'm like, you get headlining gigs just because you're friends with some people. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, I think fairness is a silly thing because there is no such thing as fairness in this life. I don't know what you believe, Kate, as far as the afterlife and the before life, but there are theories that a lot of our karma, bad and good experiences that we didn't bring upon ourselves, appear in our lives because of our past lives. And the reason why those things happen is because there are lessons to be learned, or as I like to call them, gems. Because once you learn the lesson, it is truly a precious jewel that you keep in your treasure box. So I think that you're aware and you're conscious of how the outside world may be perceiving you. But again, Kate, if you are saying people don't understand me, people don't understand me, people don't understand me, that is going to create your reality because our words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. So our mind doesn't know the difference between what we make up and what's happening in the waking life. So if you keep telling your mind, no one understands me, your subconscious makes that a reality. So we have to be very careful about the words we choose to use. And with that being said, when you have these conversations with other comics and friends and family members, are you taking the extra time and care to make sure that that person you're having a conversation with is on the same page as you?
Uh, hmm, I guess not.
Okay. So, and there's no judgment. That's just an observation, something that we can work on, something that we can grow on as well. Do you find yourself or do you see yourself as a supportive person for other comedians within the community?
Um, ooh, um, God. I think for some people, I generally do support them, and then for others, because of how I see them maybe behave at a mic or in person or on social media, I think like, nah, but not gonna tell them.
Okay. Like you're not going to tell them that you're not a fan or
Or I'm not gonna go up to them and be like, yeah, I definitely noticed you not fist bump me, and other comics saw that too. When you're fist,
okay.
everybody else like hi, and then I get left out.
Okay. Do you feel like you get left out often or
You know what? Yeah,
okay. Okay.
I do.
And do you feel like there's anything that you have done that is a result of that?
Um, I joke. I told somebody like, oh, maybe I'm not kissing enough asses. Maybe that's it.
Oh, okay. Like you're saying that as in like you're not kissing enough asses to get like more attention in the comedy world or
Yeah, I try not to kiss ass. I don't think that's something I want to do.
okay. Well, what's your definition of kissing ass? You know, I like to kiss ass. I
Big
mean,
telling somebody
physically.
when they're not. I mean, physically kissing ass. I get my boyfriend to do that, so that's fun.
That must be
But
nice. You have a
that's
boyfriend. So happy for you.
I approve. But no, as I was saying, for me, kissing ass would be like a fake persona of pretending you're supportive, being like, "Oh, that was a great set," and when it's not, if you
Mhm.
bomb
Mhm.
or
Mhm. Okay. So
movies
I
like small talk shit.
Okay, I hate small talk as well. I completely understand where you're coming from. So it sounds like, Kate, that you're, like I said, you're at this point of consciousness. You're starting to kind of be aware of the bullshit, right? It's like this kind of rude awakening, right? I mean, you're going to have lots of awakenings in your life, and you're at this like rude awakening where you're starting to see some BS, and we get mad about it because it's not fair. You know, you're starting to kind of see negativity, and you're starting to become aware of that. But then we have to make a choice. Okay, we know the negativity is there. We can see the negativity. We can tell who has bad energy. We don't want to be around those people. It's good to know, it's good to be aware. But then we have to make a choice what we're going to focus on. Are we going to continue to focus on the negativity, or are we going to focus more on the positive? Because everything that we do see that's around us is a reflection of ourselves. Now, forgive me if I'm being too forward or if this makes you feel a certain way, but is there ever anything that you see negative in someone else that maybe is something that you see in yourself?
Mm.
Or wonder, am I like that? Do I do that?
I don't know, really.
Okay. Well, I would definitely want to challenge you to continue to strive to be authentic. And I know you don't like small talk, but if you feel like you're being left out, or you feel like you're not getting, fair opportunities in the comedy world, the best thing I think we can really do is the golden rule, which is treat others the way that we want to be treated, and also how we think other people should deserve to be treated. So instead of a small talk comment like, oh, you had a great set, even though you bombed, you know, make a friend. Hey, looks like it was pretty rough up there, but that one joke that you did was really good. I really like this about it. Or offer a tag to a comedian. I love it when comedians offer me tags, because if I really like it, it's something I can use. And sometimes I think of tags when I'm listening to other comedian sets as well. And I think it speaks volumes when you go to an open mic and you actually pay attention to what the other comedians are doing. If we are, I know it's hard sometimes when you're at a open mic and you're catching up with old friends and stuff like that and you want to chit chat. But when you see the true
Sometimes I just write at
professionals,
open mics. I'm sorry to interrupt. I
no,
was
you're saying sorry?
sometimes I get open mics. I just end up writing material down, trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. Like that's what
Yeah.
I tend to do. Or if I'm
Yeah.
hungry, I'll eat.
Yeah, depending on where it's at, sometimes there's good food. But if you're unhappy with your presence in the comedy scene and how you're being seen, be the person that you want to be. Be the person on how you want people to treat you too, you know? It doesn't have to be fake. It can be genuine. If you don't have anything genuine and authentic to say, then don't say anything at all. But if you feel compelled to say something, then say it. Give a compliment. Connect with other comedians, because we're all socially awkward, the majority of us. I mean, I've gotten better over the years, but some people have a hard time making eye contact. Some people have a hard time just saying hello, how you doing? How are you feeling, Kate?
Tired.
Yeah.
Mm.
Has it been a long day?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what do you think so far about what we talked about? Is there any takeaways for you? Anything that you're wanting to try? Anything that's inspiring you?
I guess my big takeaways to reevaluate some stuff.
Yeah. Have you been doing any mantras, any meditation in your daily practices?
No, I think I only meditate now when I eat weed edibles.
Oh, weed edibles are so great. They can really enlighten you. And now that it's legal, it's great.
Oh, it's nice that it's
Well,
legal.
yes, it is. Well, how do you
Mm,
feel about doing a couple mantras before we go today? Are you open to that?
okay.
Okay. So you're already sitting. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and just make sure your feet are flat on the floor beneath you and sit up tall so your spine is aligned. And feel free to close your eyes and just focus on your natural breath for the moment. Focus on your chest, your lungs, it rising and falling, rising and falling. Now, on the next breath, I want you to count into the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out to the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And continue that pattern. This is a great breathing pattern to help with when your anxiety may be taking over or when you're just trying to completely let go and go off into yonder land or take rest. Okay, so just remember you always have your breath to come back to. So, one reminder that we are alive, we're existing. And with every breath, everything is going to be okay. We can literally change our physiology, our emotional, mental health, those freakouts. We can calm all that down with just one simple breath. And as you're breathing, I am going to ring my lovely singing bowl. And let's do a mantra together to really open up your heart chakra so we can allow love to flow in and out, love for yourself and our fellow human beings. So let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to recite the mantra YAM. Deep breath in. Good. Deep breath in again. Let's do another yum. Really let it out. Yum.
Ah,
Good. Now repeat after me. My heart is open and ready to receive love.
my heart is open and ready to receive love.
My heart is open and ready to give love with no expectations.
My heart is open and ready to give love with no expectations.
I am a good person.
I am a good person.
I love myself.
Ooh. Okay.
Safely believe it, Kate. We're working on self-love. I love myself.
I love myself.
Say it again. I love myself.
I Love myself.
Every day I am working to look in the mirror and say, I love myself and believe it.
Every day I look in the mirror. Oh God, I'm sorry. I lost track there.
Every day I look in the mirror to work and love myself more each day.
Every day I look in the mirror to work and love myself each day. Did I get it
It
right?
was a little long. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I strive to be a better me each day.
I strive to be a better me each day.
I am a good person.
I am a good person.
I have everything within me that I need to be successful.
I have everything within me to be successful.
Good. And I am not perfect, but every day I will try harder.
And I am not perfect, but every day I will try harder.
Good, good. How do you feel, Kate?
I feel okay.
Feel okay? Yeah. I think, some more mantras are always good. I know that I Love Me one was tough. And at one point in my life, it was really hard for me to do too. So look in that mirror, look yourself dead in the eye, and just know that you are you and you are worthy to be loved, especially by yourself. The more you're able to look at yourself and tell yourself that you are loved, the more you'll see that the world will open up for you. So, what does Kate need to do to love herself a little bit more?
I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. That's a fine answer. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. Are you journaling, Kate? Are you writing in your journal? Are you writing out your feelings?
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's something that maybe you could try too. It's easy to get on social media and write things out of feelings, the heat of the moment. And honestly, I wish people would just write in their journals first because feelings are so temporary sometimes. I've done a lot of crazy things in the heat of the moment, Kate, a lot of things I'm not proud of. But when I started journaling, believe me, I don't want anyone to read my journal because there's some mean shit in there that I just had to get out. Even Abraham Lincoln himself used to write letters every time he was angry and never sent them. We could all learn from Abe, don't you think, Kate?
I hope we also learn from Abe how not to get assassinated.
That too. That
Mm-hmm.
too. But sometimes when you're fighting the good fight, Kate, there are some people that are not going to like you when you're a revolutionary. It happens. But you just keep fighting the good fight. And right now, that good fight is loving Kate. Okay? You're
Okay.
going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I want to see you back again. It's been too long, and I feel like there's a lot of work that we can do together. I love seeing you grow. So before we go, Kate, tell me, do you have any shows coming up?
I'm doing a roast show June 17th at
June
Shady Park.
17th. At Shady Park?
I don't know the time yet. It's still new. I don't know who else is on it. I just know I'm on it. I'm probably going to be roasting anybody and everybody.
Is that Alice Valapi's show?
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying maybe that's where I'm channeling my anger into just roasting people.
Mm, mm-hmm.
insult
Do you,
comedy.
do you ever roast yourself, Kate?
I did roast myself actually. I was on a show last summer. It was for YouTube. It was called Roast Yourself with Ronnie Pascal
Mm-hmm.
from Comedy Central. Uh, although it was just an independent YouTube show, not associated with Comedy Central. It's just that the host was associated with Comedy Central. If that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anyway, I did have to like roast a picture of myself as a toddler.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But
I
yeah, that
think
was
sometimes getting roasted and roasting yourself can really humble ourselves a little bit because, you know, ego can get kind of crazy. It's an ego is not just I'm the best. I got the biggest balls in the street. I got the biggest dick. That's not always ego. Ego is also playing a victim, feeling like you're always left out, feeling like things are not fair. And I'm not picking on you, Kate. I just want you to understand that that too is also ego, feeling sorry for ourselves and judging others because we think that they're better than them. And we have to find that common ground of just consciousness, just being, truly being in the moment. So when we start to think about all that little shit that doesn't matter, that's when the dream and the magic starts to unfold into something that we don't want to be in. So sometimes it's good to, do things like a roast show and get roasted or do a little self-deprecating humor and humble ourselves because we're all just human. No one's better than anyone else. So I'm excited for you. June 17th at the Shady Park. All right, Kate, anything else you want to share before you go?
um I haven't been on Instagram that much for because I've been writing out sketches and looking up a video lens for like an iPhone because
Mm-hmm,
it's like
mm-hmm.
camera. But if you want to follow me on Instagram for the for some stories and stuff, my Instagram is at Kate.Burrell. It's all lowercase. And then I made a TikTok that's just at Burrell K, and I kind of went viral on there. But
Hmm.
it was for something that was a little controversial, and I'm sure you can find me at Borrell.Kate on TikTok and find the controversial thing and be like, oh, that's what. So that's, yeah, Instagram is at Kate.Burrell, and then TikTok is at Borrell Kate.
Borrell, Kate, or TikTok. I'll have to follow you on TikTok. I'm glad that you're getting some success on there. TikTok's so challenging. There's like, no, really, there's not an algorithm. It's just kind of like you keep posting stuff or whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that you're getting some success on there. See? Success on
Yeah,
TikTok. There's
and
an
I had
avenue
to
for
take
you.
out the comments because they ended up being misogynistic towards me and then a
Hmm.
little racist towards the person I was roasting. So I was like, this is not going to work. And then I had to disable the comments.
Yeah, that's the internet for you, Kate.
Yep, the
It's the
internet.
wild audience. It's not like when you're in a
Mm-hmm.
comedy room. So
Mm-hmm.
tread lightly, be
Mm-hmm.
prepared for backlash. Disabling the comments is always good. Just as long as you're not harming anyone, you'll be just fine.
Right.
All right, Kate. Well, thank you so much for joining
Gotta
us
warn the
today.
just gotta warn the internet when I shimmy. Like, hello, internet. Bum, 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 bum.
I think the internet likes those kinds of things to happen. So, hey, if you gotta shake your boobs to get famous on TikTok,
They
do what
want.
you gotta do. I know someone that farts on the internet to get a lot of following, but that's neither here nor there. All right, Kate. Well, thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Life Coaching Comedians. Bye bye.
Bye. Oh, hello. So I think it went well. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while, and everything's virtual, and this was very socially distanced. Uh, if I feel like if I wasn't so sweaty in this car, I could actually tell whether or not I cried during this session. But you know what? It went well. It went well.
It was good to see Kate again. It seems like she is a little depressed, and I know how that feels. I was depressed for many years, and then I found mushrooms. Yeah, psilocybin is great. I'm moving to Oregon soon, probably. But anyway, I think, with some simple daily practices, that Kate can really turn that frown upside down. I think she has so much potential. She's a very, very funny gal. She does really well on stage. If she can just work a little bit more on learning how to talk to other people and being the person that she wants to be in the comedy world, I think she will be very successful and have so many friends that she'll look back on this day and laugh at the whole thing, because that is how you can change your life. Just so you know, I am a transformational life coach now, so you can always hit me up if you ever have some, questions about life and whatnot. Or you can just follow me for some more unsolicited advice. See you later.